Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode, long overdue, some might say, of Bite Back, our podcast series for the Overbite Gaming UK channel. I am Snare, the majestic and wonderful Snare, and I'm joined by a very good friend of mine, Lee. Damn it. I
Hello.
forgot to do that. Let me just join you in that one. What are you drinking today, Lee?
Carling.
Carling, how uncouth, man. How uncouth.
I'm a particularly uncouth person, so that's fine.
That's good. I'm on the Old Golden Hen, made by Moreland, I believe.
Because you're weird and beardy.
I am weird and a little bit beardy at the moment. Not full beardy, just a little bit.
You're just not man enough to go full beard, huh?
Not at the moment. It's kind of it's hot in the UK and it's cold, and it doesn't seem to make up its mind. So you can't really go with one look or the other. You always have to be in between.
It's just not beard weather, is it?
No, not really, not really. But just to bring us back onto gaming point,
Oh, yes.
people might be wondering why the hell, after all this time, are you now doing a podcast? And
Because you bullied me into it.
What there is that. There is that, and you're very easy to bully. It's your own fault. But no, today I wanted us to have a quick chat about stuff that's going on during the E3 conferences, and all the kind of keynote bits from all the people, and more importantly, the stuff that I've learnt about today that I really wanted to kind of get out there our views on and just have a discussion about it, because I think it's the kind of stuff I'm seeing at the moment is nice to see. If you want to take away like a 5 second 5 second version of the podcast, I've learned a little bit about the Sony press conference that happened either today or yesterday, depending on whereabouts you are in the world, and it's showing off they've done a very good presentation. There's lots of stuff to be excited about for Sony. I don't know how you feel about Sony doing their thing at E3 anyway.
Well, I'm not a great fan of E3 because it should be just called Blue Balls, the trade show. Because the things you get to see, you don't really get to play for a long time usually. There are a few exceptions, Fallout 4 being probably the most prominent of them. But also, you know, the controversies over downgraded graphics from the trailers and all of that nonsense as well. So I generally like to get excited for a game when it's like actually coming out rather than sort of that far away.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say there's a couple of games that have had dates put to them, but as we know with No Man's Sky,
Hmm.
that game was due out this month and it's been delayed to what, August now?
August now.
So we were really excited to do a kind of review of that game when it comes out, and we're going to do it for June. But we can't do it for June now because it's not out, and we're not big enough to have a review copy or shit like that.
Well, I doubt many people have review copies in June anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we won't get it until August, like the rest of you lovely people. I was going to call you schmucks then. I thought that'd be a bad thing to call you.
Yeah, we're one of you. That's what it is. We're not highfalutin or anything like that.
No, I'd like to be. I'd like to be lording it over everyone, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's never going to happen, mate.
No. So I believe in the order of the Sony press conference, the first thing that they actually announced or actually shown on screen was a God of War game.
Yes, God of War with a Nordic twist.
Yeah, and it just looks great. I mean, I'm a massive fan of God of War. I think you are a little bit, but not a great amount.
No,
Is that right?
I am a fan of God of War. I think they kind of finished it, to be fair, with God of War 3, but okay, let's have another one where it's
Well, there was also God of War Ascension. Don't forget that.
yeah, but who has a PSP?
Well,
Me, that's who.
no,
Stupid arsehole.
that was Blades of Chaos. That was
Blades of Chaos.
no, Ascension was the PS4, no, PS3 version, or last PS3 game I think I bought.
Oh, I didn't bother with that one. You told me it wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't very good. It wasn't as good as the other ones in the franchise. But looking at this gameplay trailer, it's got a very kind of people are copying The Last of Us a lot, and I mean
Yeah,
that. And there's a lot of games coming out that have the gritty feel, but the beautiful graphics, but not going to try to do the uncanny valley realism thing too much. They're just making it a good looking game, and God of War is doing that. From what I can see of the gameplay, it's very minimal, like HUD on screen. There's very sort of stuff pops up, but not a great deal. It's not interfering with the game. Um, it's obviously, I don't know when that's coming out. I think it might be coming out in February. I have to double check that.
Yeah, it's
But
not this year.
no, but it just, to me, there was one bit uh, where Kratos, who's now got a fucking beard, he looks badass even more with a beard. I've got to say.
Didn't look like beard weather to me though.
No, but he was running through a bit of kind of snowish place, so it's fine. But he had an axe that's got like a bit of a icy kind of feel to it. You know,
Yeah, yeah, like glowing runes. But I mean, where I'm confused is this the same Kratos?
apparently it is. Apparently it is, and he's settled down and had a kid, but looks of it because
You,
the
you know, the dead one.
well,
Oh,
yeah, but
spoiler alert! Oof.
but he's you know Kratos always just gets put through a lot of shit, and he generally is the same story each time. So I'll be interested to see if they do anything where he gets all his powers taken away, he has to fight back and get them all back again.
Yeah, I'd pay money to see us. I'd bet money that we're going to be starting off in the underworld
Yeah,
or the
or at least
Nordic equivalent of it,
yeah,
Valhalla, maybe.
yeah, because I don't know if they have a hell. I think they just get left in somewhere. Valhalla is like the heaven, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be a hell equivalent though for like dishonored warriors.
But there seems to be a tie back to the Greekness. Watching the trailer, um, there was when he discovered a new location, he would the kind of lettering was all Greek, and then it kind of changed into um, sort of Nordic runey looking stuff, but it was legible.
Well, it's
So there was
sort of like they forgot what they were doing. They're like, oh shit, we've made it Greek.
yeah, pretty much. But I've got to say, I really like the look of it. It's got a different camera style as well. So there's it's not so much a hover above the character. It's a lot more like a third person.
Yeah, it's a bit
Um,
tighter on him, I think,
yeah, yeah. So there's a lot more detail on Kratos. And when he rages out, fucking hell, it looks amazing.
which is still called Spartan Rage for some reason.
Well, he's a Spartan, isn't he? That's how you know it's the same Kratos.
Ah, but it should be called like Berserker Rage because that would fit with the Viking setting.
Yeah, but he's bringing his own twist to the Nordic twist.
Well, he seems to have an axe, not his blades of chaos. So
Yeah, that's it. That's going to be a bit of a shame, to be honest. I love those blades. They were good fun.
yeah, I'm not sure how well they would work in the new camera view though.
Yeah, it would be a bit messy. It would be a bit messy. So that's God of War, basically. And
Mhm.
I wanted to mention that because it's one of the ones that made me go, ooh, very nice. Or just hit my mic. Sorry for everyone at home.
Well done.
Very professional here at Overbite Gaming, as you can tell. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, so
I
that
mean
was
that would explain why it took us what an hour and a half to actually get this thing to work.
oh God. And anyone using because at the moment I won't be afraid to reveal our secrets. We are using Skype to record this, okay? But the Skype built into Windows 10, which we both use on our PCs, don't we, Lee?
We do indeed.
Doesn't seem to like being recorded.
Virtually in any way or shape or
It,
form.
yeah, it would have been quicker to hire some fucking pigeons and write letters to each other than actually use that Skype to record anything. So, failing the pigeon method, we decided to fix it. So we did because we're awesome. Simple.
But installing the desktop version as well.
Yeah, don't give them that secret.
They might want to do their own vlogs. We've got
They
to
might.
give out tips on how to be as awesome as us.
So I thought maybe before we actually do like any more game talk,
Mm.
um, I think it'd be nice just to mention a few things about the channel. Um,
Okay.
first of
Turn off
all,
script. Uh-oh.
no script, no, we're all ad hocing today. That's the whole point of a podcast. It should be natural. But no, I wanted just to say a massive thank you to everyone who has been part of the Overbite family over the last 6-7 months. We have grown to about 185 subs at the moment
Oh, you've said a
as
number.
of
You told
today.
me not to say numbers.
Well, it's just a good number to say because we've had a lot of love from people recently from some of the stuff we've done with our retro bite videos, our review videos, our let's play videos. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody on behalf of Lee and myself, to all of you listening. Just to say thank you for your continued support. Thank you for tuning in and watching the videos every week that we actually produce them, which we do every Thursday and Saturday. But I wanted to just say a big thank you and get that out of the way, and just let you know that we are continuing to do our good level of quality content that we do produce twice a week. So thank you.
So they're our family.
Yeah, they're our family.
Where's my Christmas present, motherfuckers?
It also means you can't fuck them, Lee.
Oh, let's say 183 out of the world. I'll be right.
85 actually.
Oh, damn it! That's ruined it.
Right, so back to E3 talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, the next thing I wanted to mention is the very exciting prospect of a new Quantic Dream game.
Exciting to some. We'll preface that. To us, yes.
Yeah, well, we don't care about anyone else. It's fine.
But
But
family.
we can have infights. It's fine. So the new Quantic Dream game, Detroit Become Human, I believe it's called. The trailer had some people I've seen talking about this said, "Oh, it doesn't look like it's a gameplay trailer." And I was like, "Have you ever played a Quantic Dream game?" That looked it couldn't look any more gameplay trailer if you tried. To be honest, it looks nice. They've got some nice cinematics as always. They've got basically set. You're playing a cyborg detective negotiator dude who has kind of the abilities a little bit like what was that character's name in Heavy Rain, the one that goes Jason, Jason all the time.
No, it wasn't him. It was Norman Jaden. Yeah, Norman Jaden.
Jaden, yeah.
Norman
So you,
Jaden.
you have a little bit of it looks like the kind of skills with his VR sunglasses that you have in this cyborg character, and I don't know who's voicing it, but he sounds familiar. The the actual the trailer is kind of looking at a particular standoff and showing how your choices affect the gameplay and the outcomes and what we expect from a Quantic Dream game. But it's their PS4 outing. It's going to be something that could be really awesome, could be mediocre. We don't know yet.
Well, it's their original PS4 outing because they have released remastered copies of Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain.
Yes, yes, they have, and we know that we're just going to eat it up like it's hotcakes, really.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
and me.
To be fair, though, I was a little bit disappointed because I expected the city of Detroit to become a massive person and go on a rampage. But it didn't happen.
A massive person.
Yeah, it says Detroit, become human. That's a bit misleading if you ask me.
Well, it is. It has a colon, so it's not like a direct clause. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm shit at grammar.
Obviously. But yes, it does look like it could be fantastic. But as you said earlier, we have to take everything with a pinch of salt. It might not be a gameplay trailer. They may not be able to do it at a decent rate. But it to me it looks like the kind of thing I was expecting from Quantic Dream, especially after the cut was it called Kara, the tech demo they did.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that was going to become a thing.
Yeah, I did as well. The early impressions we got of this game seemed like she was going to be the main character.
Yeah, but maybe she is going to be in the game. We don't know. This is what is exciting about it because it looks like it could fit. It could fit. I mean, you've got cyborgs, you've got the whole like transhuman thing going on, just like Deus Ex, which I also loved as a well the latest game they did. I didn't play the originals, I have to admit that, but the whole transhuman movement and all the kind of questions that brings up, and a game is a great way to explore those. So Quantic Dream might help us get a bit more emotionally invested in that discussion because it's going to become a thing over the next decade or so. People are going to start doing that crazy shit.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I can't wait to get my cyborg weenie.
Oh God! Can you, ladies and gentlemen, please do not have that image in your heads. And by saying that, you probably have got an image of Lee's cyborg penis. Do not, I repeat, do not share this podcast with children. So Detroit Become Human. Looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to how that pans out and what we are going to get at the end of it.
And bagging the mic again.
And yeah, sorry about that. It's right by my hand. I was getting like passionate about something and I knocked it. So sorry. So the other, I'm just running through the Sony stuff at the moment, okay? Because there's a lot to get through, and I don't want us to be here for 4 hours. So the next one is the Last Guardian. I was going to set it up somehow. Don't know how.
Long awaited, perhaps.
That's the one. Long awaited Last Guardian, which has actually got a release date in October.
Yep. Bloody hell. Who thought that would happen?
I know. And it's I'm not sure how it's going to stack up to the hype and the expectation, though. Got to be honest, Lee.
No, it's been in development for so bloody long. You got to wonder. It reminds me almost of Duke Nukem Forever. In that
Yeah,
game, they
yeah.
sort of like got so far and went, oh, well, the engine's a bit old now. We better start again. And they did that like 2 or 3 times, and then it came out and it was shit. So
Well, I don't think the actual game itself is going to be shit. I think it's going to be held back by people expecting, because of the length of time, to be so much better than it actually is, and it'll end up being a pretty good game. But people will just expect it to be something better than it can be.
mm,
A
I
bit
think
like
that's fair.
Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy. That album
Oh,
took
the new
15
one.
years.
Ugh.
15 years, and he was re-recording the fucking cowbell on it. You know, it wasn't something that ended up being anything worth waiting 15 years for.
Yeah, it needs
Anyway,
more cowbell.
everyone needs more cowbell. So, The Last Guardian, yeah, I'm intrigued. It's not going to be a pre-order. I don't think we should be doing that anymore. But if it's Quantic Dream or God of War, it's going to get pre-ordered. Let's be honest.
Because we're weak and we have to review it anyway.
Yeah, might as well. I might as well buy a special dish, eh?
Oh, God.
Now, the kind of the interesting point I really wanted to talk about, probably more than the rest, is the PlayStation VR.
Oh, God, I don't.
Oh, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The PlayStation VR seems to be doing all the things that the rest of the VR companies are not.
Well, making you buy another console.
No, not just that. I mean, the VR sets at the moment, the PlayStation VR is by far the cheapest.
$400, I believe.
Yeah, and considering the Oculus Rift starts at $600, I think, and the Vive
Something
is
like that.
about $700.
The Vive you get more with, though.
Yes, you do. Let's be fair, you get more stuff. But with the PlayStation VR, they have committed to having 50 games available by the end of the year. So it'll be available. The VR set will be available in the US in October, and they haven't just got indie developers doing stuff. They've got Resident Evil. They've got Battlefront. They've got all the other ones on that list. There's loads of triple A's, like doing a whole playing Resident Evil as a complete VR experience. Can you imagine how fucked up you would be playing Resident Evil 7 as a VR game? Um, Providing it works fine and kind of plays okay, but in a VR setting, having a zombie game where, oh my god, that would scare the shit out of me.
Are these games going to be playable without VR?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because in order to get the PlayStation VR working, you're going to need a PlayStation Neo. Apparently, that's what I've heard.
No, no, I heard the opposite, but we don't really know the details of that yet.
I've heard the Neo because the PlayStation 4 can't handle it, which was kind of obvious.
Well, they haven't even mentioned anything about the new PlayStation stuff at E3.
Ah, maybe I got some inside info. Ooh.
Oh, well, you heard it here first. Double by Gaming. Yeah, but the VR is something that I think is a much more accessible version of it for all those people that are thinking, oh, I'll wait till Oculus comes down in price. I'm not sure I've got space for the Vive, which is kind of how I feel at the moment. I really want to get involved in VR, but I don't want to be an early adopter and waste close to fucking $1,000 because we don't get any discount over here in the UK.
Well, when you if the rumor is true and you do need I almost said Scorpio, a Neo, then that's about $800 for the
So
two, assuming it's going to be priced relatively similar to the PlayStation.
I've really heard that it's not going to be that way at all. That we actually will have the ability to run the VR through the PS4 as it is.
I really doubt it, just sheerly through technical constraints.
Well, maybe most of the stuff is being dealt with inside the helmet rather than the PlayStation 4
Then why is it so cheap? Ah,
because they've been working on it for longer and have got it ready sooner. I don't know.
what, longer than Oculus? I don't think so.
Well, Oculus have been plagued by a lot of things over its development cycle, not to mention the fact that people who pre-ordered it are still waiting for their orders that were supposed to be delivered in April and May, and they're still not getting their particular orders through yet. I've seen people use the Vive, and it's just not that great. I think for the PlayStation angle, they're investing in the software to be able to use it. Because if you haven't got the games there, then it's pointless. Absolutely pointless. It's like the Move. If the Move had more games, the PlayStation Move, not just moving, because that would be fucking ridiculous. But if you had the PlayStation Move with games that really were engrossing and captivating with the Move controller, then great, it would been fantastic. But
Okay, I've got a source. I've got a source on my statement.
okay,
It's an anonymous source.
if you just written something and you're
No,
going to
no,
read it
no.
back to me,
No.
that's
An anonymous industry insider has stated that the PlayStation 4 Neo, Sony's widely known but not yet officially announced PS4 hardware revision, exists because the company's PlayStation VR PSVR headset was going to be terrible on launch PS4s.
well, we've had the PS4 for a while. I don't mind buying a new one. To be honest, if VR does work nicely on the current PS4, um, obviously I will not be the one of the people to find that out the hard way. But if it does work and I get involved, I really think it will make me use my PS4 a lot more.
Um, I have absolutely no interest in VR because I know what will happen is I'll pay £400 to £1,000 to get the damn thing. I'll try it out for a little while, be like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then the next time I go to play the game, I'll be like, I can't be asked to settle that up. I'll just play it.
Yeah, it's got to be more than try something out. It's got to be I need to use it. I want to get back to it. I want to be immersed in that world. I want to do things with that VR headset. I want to be immersed. If you can't find the games to make you feel that way, it's gonna fail no matter what platform it's on. End of. That's a fucking quote. Take it to the bank. Boom.
Okay, we'll see.
So that's kind of all I wanted to say about VR. But I think PlayStation are doing the right thing. They're focusing on the games because that's the bit that could make it or break it. And I think that the price point they're moving in with this VR, if it does, of the assumption that it does work with the current generation of PS4s, the VR experience being much cheaper, people are going to flock to that and not go to the others. Simple as that. Boom.
Yeah. I think
So
what you'll need is someone that can run open source stuff because recently Oculus have tried to basically disallow other software from other developers working on the
yeah,
Oculus.
I think Vive has done the same thing though.
Well, in the case of Oculus, it was a bit of a mixed result because it kind of made it piratable.
Yeah.
Well done, lads.
Well, they kind of said when they were doing it as a Kickstarter type event to produce it, they said it was going to be open source, and then they said, "Oh no, we got to close it down."
Mm.
I was like, "Well, fuckers, just stop making promises you can't keep. Come on now,
I
come on."
mean, because the price of these damn things, I don't want to like pay all this money for like one and then see a game on the other one I really want to play.
Same with consoles, though, isn't it?
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
I have both consoles, and later on in the podcast, I'll be revealing why this is no longer the case.
dun dun dun. Stay
Woo.
tuned. So, yeah, the next thing I wanted to mention of one of the games I have seen a trailer for was Days. What the fuck was that?
Finish my beer.
Oh, I thought you just like fallen over and I had to call 999 or something.
No, I'm fine.
Good,
Maybe after a few more.
good. Because to be honest, you've still got to edit this bastard together. So
Yeah,
yes,
that's done a good job.
the next thing I wanted to talk about was Days Gone. I believe it's called. It's again a game that struck me very much like a Last of Us homage, but it's basically a biker who is harkening back to the days of the Brotherhood and traveling on the open road.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, very much so. But it's set in a zombie apocalypse kind of situation. Now, I've never seen zombies in a horde act the way that I saw them act in this trailer, kind of clambering over each other, looking quite different, a bit bland looking, but
Yeah, they were very
different.
brown.
Yeah, like they've been crawling through clay or something. But to be honest, it was a nice way to see them kind of coming at you in a horde, and that kind of sense that you might get of like, oh shit, I'm in real trouble here. Do you remember the Resident Evil 4 demo?
Yeah, the shit demo.
The shit demo that made me feel like I never want to touch that game again.
Hmm.
But that level, that's what it was kind of like, but in a more hoardy way, like a massive rambling zombies rather than people coming through windows.
Yeah, I think a more direct comparison could be Dead Rising.
Yes, yeah, I think they look better than Dead Rising zombies though. Don't you think? They look
Uh,
more
uh,
Walking Dead style of zombie.
I don't know. You occasionally get like cheerleaders and women in hot pants and stuff like that. in Dead Rising.
Yeah, that's probably why you like it more. Okay. Point taken, noted, and stored. Okay, so what do you think about that game in general? I mean, aside from the zombie look.
It's going to have to do a lot to impress me because of the just absolute saturation of the zombie market.
Yep.
There's like hundreds, if not thousands, of games out all the same thing. You're like, oh, new survival game. Oh, it's zombies. Fuck off. It just seems like every third game coming out is about fucking zombies
Or survival.
or zombie survival.
Yeah, I mean, the survival game has had its moment.
I mean, I do like the fact that you're a biker because I feel like spiritually I would have liked to have been a biker, but I'm a coward and can't ride a motorcycle and don't like drugs. Well, not all drugs.
Well, I don't think most bikers actually do drugs, mate. Let's just not generalize everyone.
Okay, sorry, bikers. I still want to be you though.
Exactly, that's better. You want to be them, not fucked up on drugs like they aren't.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But I think it's an interesting title. It might do enough. It might not. I really don't know. I haven't got enough information to run on that.
Yeah, it's going to be something that we see close to the time, like most of the games that come out at E3, because we don't know what we're going to get until we actually get it.
No. But the other kind of big fanfare that happened was Kojima producing his game trailer with Norman Reedus.
And scary black goo invisible baby.
Dead crabs and floating things in the sky. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a Kojima game then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Death Stranding, if you're interested. Check it out on YouTube for a trailer. This is the kind of shit I like about E3 because that's how you do a trailer. You don't show everything.
Or anything.
But you show a trailer to say, this is happening. It's a bit like, I mean, everyone wanted PT to happen.
Yeah, but the difference with PT was the first thing we got is something we could play.
Yeah, but obviously the end result with getting the cut with Norman Reedus, I think he is moving away from Walking Dead. I've heard to do his other kind of acting stuff. So whether that's happened yet or gonna happen, doing like video game stuff, he's obviously very closely tied into Kojima, and Kojima's got the freedom now with Sony, having walked away from Konami, the bunch of fucking idiots that Konami are.
Absolutely.
So just remember that hashtag, ladies and gentlemen, of fuck Konami, because to be honest, anything that Kojima touches is going to sell in the millions.
Even if it's weird as shit.
Yeah, especially if it's weird as shit.
Yeah, true.
I mean that whole trailer, it was a kind of like a film noir, like fucked up Japanese trailer. It's exactly what I would have expected, the kind of thing to come out of Kojima's brain, but oh my god, it just fills so many questions. The internet is going to be on fire with theories about what that game is going to be anything about.
Yeah, I think Kojima is probably a better fit for weird horror games than he is probably for like the Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, but even Metal Gear Solid is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. He has all this weird stuff and it's put into like, oh, you're a VR soldier and all this, and you're running around, Chopstick 66 or whatever it was. It's fucking batshit insane. But you can put sort of eccentric stuff like that into a surreal horror game and it will work.
Yeah, but here's a little nugget of thought, right? You ready for this?
Here's a nugget, all right.
What if, and I mean this in the grandest sense of a theory, what if Konami were the reins to his madness? What if...
You mean he's just going to explode into some sort of Sutter Kane world-destroying lunacy?
What if it's like there's an intern at Konami that was basically giving Kojima all of these ideas, and he only kind of was able to make them happen with the help of this other person. Now he's left Konami. He thinks he's amazing, and then the first thing he produces is going to be shit.
I think the only thing an intern at Konami did was give him pills to keep him level. I think more than anything, now he's out from under the pachinko enterprise, he can actually do what he wants.
Yeah, and that's dangerous to some people. So that's what I'm saying. Watch this space. I think Kojima's going to go full Metal Jacket. I think he's going to go a bit crazy. So watch out. Watch out.
Oh dear. I really wish I could do a Leo Army voice, but I can't.
No, but yeah, those are some of the big things on the Sony side. The other one that I didn't notice,
Didn't
um,
notice.
or didn't notice, oh, I did notice, was that the lovely people at Insomniac Games, who did the Ratchet and Clank series,
Yep.
are doing a fucking Spider-Man.
They
Not
are.
a
They are, yeah. I can't remember who did the last ones though. And Spider Man.
B box, wasn't it?
Is it B Box?
I think it was B box because the first one they did was kind of good. The second one's
Yeah, that was
pretty
okay.
shit.
Yeah, the second one's terrible. I actually rebought the first one on Steam during the sales.
Yeah, the thing is that Insomniac Games with the Ratchet and Clank series, they're very, very, very good at doing bright, colourful, fun games, or that style of gaming. The Ratchet and Clank. I mean, there hasn't been a bad Ratchet and Clank game.
Do you know what it's actually called, or was it just like generic Spider Man game?
Let me check. I think it's just Spider Man.
Because is it going to be a tie to Homecoming?
No, I mean even on the PlayStation YouTube page, the trailer is called Spider Man. That's it. So we don't know what the final title's going to be.
Because I'm wondering, because he's got a very distinctive suit with like a white spider on it. So
Yeah,
I'm wondering if that's going to be like the Homecoming outfit.
we don't know. I mean, it looks from the actual gameplay, it looks quite late on in the development as well.
Hmm.
It it strikes me as like, could this be the next Spider-Man 2? You know, of being a good game, but Spider-Man.
Yeah, it definitely could be, but we'll have to see.
Again, yes,
Mhm.
we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm kind of excited by that because the people behind it are a good group of developers who do a good job. And if they've kept it under wraps for this long, then they're probably pretty confident to set out that trailer. They don't do half-ass trailers from Insomniac, as far as can remember.
Did they give us a release date for it?
Spider-Man, can I remember? No, I don't think we've got one for that. I think it might be 2017, early
So
2017.
the ball's still up in the air then, basically.
Could be, but it looks like it's going to happen because it's looking like it's in a good space. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? Um, Also, another game that struck me as very interesting, I thought would be right up your alley. Um, if you haven't seen it already, Lee, is Horizon Zero Dawn.
This is one I've not actually seen. So
Okay,
explain it to me.
so it looks like we are in the far distant future. It is a third-person action RPG. You play as a girl who, I'll say woman actually. She looks kind of womany rather than girl. Um,
Yeah.
she looks like a woman, tribal kind of setup. Things like that are, technology's kind of disappeared, but
Oh,
not
it's just the
quite.
robot swapping one.
Robot swapping.
You have like a core that you can put in different robots and a bow.
Yes.
Okay, I have seen it. Yeah.
So you're basically fighting against robotic dinosaurs, tigers, basically animals, but animatronic-y robotic ones. Um, and to be honest, it looked to me a little bit like Enslaved.
Yeah, I got that vibe off it as well. I mean, I haven't seen the newest stuff on it, but I saw it when it was announced ages ago.
Yeah, so it's got that. It's got that vibe. It's the first time I actually got around to watching any trailers, and to be honest, that vibe is very strong. It's nice to see a game with a strong female character in it.
With a tight ass.
Well, Tomb Raider, yeah, but
Hmm?
it's got that kind of enslaved Witcher 3 feel, I think, because it's got that kind of view. It's like it's a nice, beautiful, scenic area. Her costume and her hair is moving with the wind and the movement of the body. She's attacking these things and these grand, like big monster fights. It's you had those kind of things in Witcher 3, but you also had a lot of the robotic stuff from Enslaved. So I'm quite positive about it. It looks really good.
I'm still waiting on that one. So there's only really one game that's been announced during E3 that's massively stoked me, and it's not that.
And what's that then?
That would be Injustice 2.
Wow. Okay.
I loved the hell out of Injustice, and like getting to play as Atrocitus. My God, that's awesome.
So we talk when we say Injustice, we're talking about the sort of DC fighting
NetherRealm
game.
DC fighting game, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, I've seen the trailer. I was able to identify a couple of new characters coming in, and that's Atrocitus, leader of the Red Lanterns, and Supergirl, who isn't based on the soon-to-be CW show.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're happy you got something out of E3. See, it's good to get excited.
Yeah, but I mean, I could have just seen that in a launch trailer on YouTube and be just as excited than this big
So,
epic thing.
are you excited about Mafia 3?
I don't know. I really liked Mafia 2. Mafia 1 was okay, but really fucking hard at certain points. But yeah, I would
Yeah, but
like.
you play everything on easy, so it doesn't matter about the
No,
difficulty,
no, it
does it?
was fucking hard. It doesn't matter what you played that on. There was like stupid races that were really difficult and gunfights that just were fucking horrible. And getting onto a ship, that was horrible too.
um,
But Mafia 2 was really good. I really enjoyed Mafia 2. Finished it, in fact. So I hope Mafia 3 is good. Um, but it's like I don't really trust anybody in the video games industry, with the maybe possible exception of Naughty Dog.
well, let's face it, Naughty Dog, Quantic Dream, and Insomniac for me are developers you can trust a little more than others.
Oh, CD Projekt Red should be added to that list, of course.
Yeah, I mean they don't produce a lot of games. Let's be honest.
Well, we've got Cyberpunk something or other, haven't we? That's coming up. Not
Um,
soon, but coming.
but let's be honest, Project Red did a great thing with Witcher 3, all that free DLC, and from what I've heard from people, the current DLC of Blood and Wine is really good.
Yeah, I'm working my way through it because I finished Witcher 3, but that was before you could go back with New Game Plus. So I ended up overwriting my save file, and then I bought like Hearts of Stone, and I'm going to buy Blood and Wine, obviously, but I'm too low a level to even touch Hearts of Stone, so I've got to play the game again to get myself back up, and it's not a short game.
Yeah, it is a massive game. I haven't completed it one run through yet because obviously we have to move on to different games to review and have to spend time with them. So it's been difficult to find time to go back to it.
Plus, there's Factorio.
Yeah, Factorio, the game I've spent so much time on that goddamn game. It's like crack, but digital.
Worst $15 you ever spent, or whatever.
Oh, seriously, best value for money I've ever spent on a computer game in the history of my life, easily, easily. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I've spent so many hours of just losing time. Like, you know, that moment when you're playing a game early morning, through into the evening and into early morning, and you suddenly realize that it's like, fuck, I need to go to sleep. It's not like I feel sleepy. I need to go and sleep now.
FIFA.
No, I never had that with FIFA.
I had that with FIFA.
No, I've had many a morning of like three, half three, and having to work the next day, thinking, oh fuck, I'm going to be so unhappy tomorrow morning. I'm going to be
FIFA,
so ratty.
yeah, I think the thing with FIFA was it was like you kind of like getting near the end of the season, so you're like, oh, I'll play these games out,
Just one more, just one more.
and we'll see what happens next season and who I can buy for my team and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's a game. I don't want to go too much into Factorio because Factorio is just a
What
godlike
you
game.
could at least advertise your Let's Plays.
Well, I do a lot of it on Twitch, I must say. So go and see me at twitch.tv/forward. Too many beers. I've only had one. But yes, twitch.tv/Snare Van Dam. Come see me.
And I'm not editing a link, and go find it yourselves.
It'll be at the bottom anyway, in the description.
There you go. He'll do the description.
Um, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, so E3 is actually turning up for me for the first time in years to be something that I'm actually looking forward to a lot of stuff being announced. Having actually been out of the country for a couple of days, come back to a whole host of stuff I need to catch up on and trailers and stuff. Some of the big ones that I've seen from previous, well, last week or so, really. I wanted just to mention, just a name check, really. So you got Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. I think there's more trailers to come on that. There's a new Lego Star Wars Episode 7, which I think is I don't know. To me, the Lego games were great when they couldn't talk, and they were much better at having a kind of a dig at the original source material. Now it seems to be a whole thing in its own right.
Yeah, it's just the same game over and over again pretty much nowadays. I just can't get behind it, and the open world just confuses the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it can get a bit big, but there's a lot of was it was it something Call of Duty or Battlefield Infinity or something where you're in
Yeah,
space?
yeah, Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare.
Infinite Warfare, I think that's it. Yes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's got the trailer got so many downvotes on YouTube. It was ridiculous. It does look semi interesting because there is like dogfighting in it where
Yeah,
you're
but
in
it's
space.
different. It's different. That's why people don't like it.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't hate as hard on like Advanced Warfare, and that was sort of like the precursor sort of thing. So
Yeah,
I don't like. I don't massively like Call of Duty. I liked Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one. That's probably my favorite game in the series, possibly Call of Duty 2.
yeah,
But it is very much with rinse and repeat. But in this, like having a dogfighting section kind of makes me go, okay, that's kind of interesting. But
yeah.
it's probably going to be for like 10 minutes of the game, and it's going to be like all the rest of it's like what you know.
Or it could be like the way they did it in Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, with having your kind of flying missions or flying, sections.
I wouldn't know. I only play the campaigns in Call of Duty, so I really get my money's worth.
Yeah, because you don't like to play online, do you, Lee?
No, because like there's a bunch of wankers out there.
Yeah, but you're one of them.
Yeah, but I'm saving people by not going online.
If you guys could see me right now, I'm figuratively dropping the mic. Boom. There you go. That was my put down to you, and it worked out quite nicely. Um,
Did it?
I'm just saying it till it's true. That's all. Um, yeah. So there's a couple of kind of games that have poked their head through that I need to catch up on. And going quickly back to VR, the other one I forgot to mention was Batman Arkham VR,
Yeah,
which we don't know anything about yet because it was
absolutely
just kind
nothing.
of Mark
It's
Hamill doing his Joker voice. That was it.
and a mask with glowing eyes.
Yeah, which might be referencing VR.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, might be, just might be. They also showed Farpoint, which is their kind of other VR, maybe flagship. Oh, this is the point I forgot to mention about VR. Um, have you seen the gun,
The gun?
the VR like accessory gun thing?
No.
Okay, just look it up now, Lee. I wanna hear what you sound like when you see it.
What's it on? Which PlayStation?
I'll tell you what. Let me get you a link so I'll show you a picture. But basically, this VR gun,
Oh, I see it.
you've
The
got it.
new PlayStation VR peripheral looks nothing like a gun. Oh my god, it's like a trapezoid with the wand put in it.
It it
Terrible.
looks like someone took that fucking paperclip from Windows and basically prolapsed his white glowing anus out of the bottom, and then just put some buttons on his insides.
Can I just jam it into like this the Sega Menacer? That looked wicked.
Oh, that was easily the best gun ever used in
Uh,
a computer.
well, it's best looking. Don't know about the best performing, but
Well, to be
yeah,
honest,
that's shitty. I hate that.
the bazooka on the snares was pretty cool. I used to enjoy using that.
Yeah, what was it? The Super Scope.
Yes, yes, the Super Scope was indeed super.
Hey, catching up.
But yes, I don't know how many peripherals. I can't even fucking say it. Things
Peripherals.
things to go with VR. We'll actually end up seeing. But that looks awful.
Well, according to Oculus, it's the Xbox One pad, and not the new one.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, as a roundup, Sony and E3 in general, actually, from what I can see, there seems to be a big old focus on new games. There's lots of stuff being actually announced and shown. It's really exciting A3 compared to recent years. I don't know how much to get excited by it or how much I should be, but I am excited, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, there's a few interesting ones in there, but we have some Xbox stuff to cover as well.
Get on it, Lee. Get on it.
Is I'm the only one of us that actually owns an Xbox. So, of course, I'm the only guy that actually bothered looking it up, which was the only thing I looked up, actually. Sue me.
So you're just saying that I look up everything else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Okay, we have a new Xbox console on the horizon. I think it's slated for an August release, and it is the Xbox One S. It's sexiest.
Sexiest.
And what it is, it's 40% smaller than the current Xbox One, has an integrated power supply, has an HDMI 2.0 port in the back of it, so you can watch 4K movies. It will not be capable of 4K games because they're not doing anything else with the hardware within it. Okay. And it's white, and it comes with a slightly redesigned controller where they've given you a textured grip at the back and slightly redesigned the thumbsticks. But you can pick your colors if you order them custom and actually have your name on it.
Get engraved, I saw that.
Yep.
See, this is the thing that I think is really kind of switched around, because with the PS3 and Xbox 360, there was an obvious kind of, one was focused on power and what it can do, and the other one was focused on games.
Yeah, absolutely.
That seems to have flipped around completely now.
Yeah, the PS3 was always supposed to be the center point of your home entertainment suite.
And more powerful than anything you've ever seen.
Yeah, but that was just the way the cell processor worked, which turns out they had a pretty shitty graphics card in and just developed the cell processor to be more powerful. So you didn't have things like anti-aliasing in the games, which was a bit of a...
But one of the things I did notice was that, I mean, those kind of announcements for Microsoft going, look what we've done to our hardware, look what we've done to our hardware. Well done.
There you go.
I'll cancel that call to the ambulance services. But the stuff that Microsoft are talking about with their well done again, with their hardware changes, is the kind of thing that Sony would have been doing 5-6 years ago in their announcements. Sony, on the other hand, have been like games since day one of the PS4. It's got games.
Yeah, not fucking NFL, which was Xbox. Look at you play, watch football.
Ooh. You can watch sports, but you don't want to watch sports. Okay, you don't have to do that anymore, but it's still a console, so play some games, please. So it's really not. I mean, for me, it doesn't sell the console or getting involved in that kind of that company's work as much as I do with Sony, because I've already got a PS4.
Well, it gets worse. It gets worse, my friend.
Oh, do tell, Lee, do tell.
Because not only are they introducing what's basically an Xbox One Slim before releasing the Xbox Scorpio, which is the upgraded version.
That is a shit name.
And copying the Matrix isn't shit, whatever.
No, the Neo is shit as well. I didn't mention that earlier, but Neo, Scorpio. Come on, stop doing O names. Stop it.
But they are also introducing, I think it's called Microsoft Anywhere, Play Anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
So basically you buy a future Xbox One title, say Gears of War 4. Instantly you have free access to it on a PC with Windows 10 installed.
Okay.
So you've got a PC and you're buying it on Xbox. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you not just buy it on PC?
Maybe they're targeting the younger gamer who has their friends on their Xbox and they don't have a PC.
Now, they're trumpeting crossplay, but it means like, okay, we're entering the stage where consoles are becoming more like PCs. You're having to buy iterative versions with slightly better hardware. This is the thing that all gamers on console fucking hate. They love having their console for fucking 7 years and being able to play it and not have to worry about a massive hardware outlay and just buy the games. But now they've changed that. So it's more in line with the PC, and you've got to wonder how many people are going to start buying PCs. And then you have Microsoft doing this, which is great for me because like I've lost count of the amount of games I've had on the Xbox One, which were then released on PC several months later that I actually went and bought again, like Rise of the Tomb Raider. I had that on Xbox for Christmas. When it came out on PC, I was like, shit. I bought it on PC because I wanted the better graphics and the higher frame rate. But now they're saying, oh, well, you buy it on either one and you can play it on either. So what's the point of me having an Xbox One if there's no exclusives if I own a PC?
Well, there is none, and that's your point.
Yeah. Basically, what we'll be buying is a Microsoft game, not an Xbox or a PC game. It'll be a Microsoft game. And the trouble is they don't have sort of the monopoly over the PC hardware that they do on the Xbox,
Yep.
whereas they'll be selling obviously Windows 10. I think that becomes like saleable now or soon.
Well, this is the thing. It's again an example of Microsoft going, look at this really awesome thing right here. Just look at it. Look at what we've done. We are so awesome. Look at this. Until someone goes, yeah, but dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you doing that? So I can buy something on an inferior system and then play it on a better system. Why would I buy it on the inferior system in the first place? Yeah, but
Exactly.
look at it. It's awesome. Look at how good we are at doing it. That's what they've done here. They're trying to say, look what we've done. But until you look at it, you go, well, what have you done?
Yeah, but I mean, arguing for their business success is like sort of the counterpoint to arguing for what the gamers themselves get, because this is great for us.
Well, it's kind of good for us in the sense that if you've got an Xbox One and if you've got a Windows 10 PC and if you have a PC that's worth playing games on, there's a lot of ifs there.
Yes, but you should. Yeah.
Of course, you should. But the problem is, I mean, I certainly delayed my upgrade to Windows 10 because I didn't think I was going to be able to do stuff that I wanted to do on it after the upgrade. Uh, in fact, I had to get the Windows 10 upgrade just to do Quantum Break when we did a review of that.
Yeah.
Um, and that whole experience of gaming on Windows 10, oh, it's awful. I don't like it. I don't like it. So what they're planning to do here with mixing up with the Xbox, I think this is the start, maybe the death knell of like what's happening what they see is happening with the console market. They're going to try. I think they'll try and make it as hard as possible to keep up with the console, and before they make it too difficult, they're going to give you an opt out and moving over to PC. So you'll end up having lots of people going over to PC and staying there, and then they'll shut down the console market or the portion of their company.
Well, if you can play it on either one, does it matter?
But no, not to us for the time being. But that could be their long-term aim because they might say, well, consoles are just too expensive to keep up with and do and research and and market. We can just do the software. We just do the software, can go onto PC, and all those people that were on Xbox One are now moved over to PC. We've saved ourselves 90 billion. It could be something as stupid as that.
Well, the problem is I believe the iterative hardware update for consoles is the death knell of consoles, because I think it directly conflicts what the console gamer wants. And I think also it's going to drive the price point up. It's like, okay, the next Xbox comes out, it can match a high-end PC, but it costs $1,000. Do you think the same people that bought the Xbox One initially are going to buy that, or are they going to spend £1,000 on a PC?
No, the consoles were always something that was accessible for a 10-year-old's birthday,
Hmm.
or a friend or somebody, a kid basically doing a paper round and saving up for it. That kind of shit. That was the accessible version of consoles. It was a hangover from the past, but as soon as we moved away from majority of the games coming through on discs and becoming comfortable with the digital purchasing, then we've ended up with being in a situation where the next step is to just get rid of it completely, and which is happening here. So I can now play it on my PC if I don't have the console.
Yeah,
It's the next bit. I don't need to buy an Xbox One now because I can just play it on my PC.
exactly. That
So
was my argument.
yeah, but I'm now becoming the audience that they want for the Xbox One market. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to buy that hardware that they're fiddling with because it's too expensive. I can just access all of their stuff. They'll get my money for via the Windows 10.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're becoming more like Steam, I think. I think that we're slowly going to see Microsoft shying away from the console market as like they expect. It's like this generation of console, they promised to blow us away, and it was just kind of like, oh,
It was comfortable blowing away. It wasn't like life changing blowing away.
no, but that's what the promise was. It was like, oh, the PS4, it's going to look amazing. It's going to do this and that. It's going to be 60 frames. It's going to be 1080, and it's going to be amazing. And the Xbox One, it can do all this, and you can watch football. But like
And
both of them failed on all those promises. We've gotten sort of downgraded graphics on PC versions. We're running at inconsistent frame rates, which is even worse than 30 frames per second.
well,
Though you just haven't delivered, and I think a lot of people sort of realize the bubbles kind of popped in the fact, like, if you look between the 2 and the 3 for PlayStation, the leap was enormous. If you look between the 3 and the
yeah.
4, not so much.
Well, I think one of the things you have to remember is that like these days, it's more important to tell somebody something and then not deliver than it is to just work hard, get to a point where you can actually deliver it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like people are more comfortable as a company. They're more comfortable in giving you a lot of spiel. I mean, look at Watch Dogs last couple of years, right?
Yeah, there's something we haven't touched on yet.
I know, but it was my segue.
Okay, well done.
You've just ruined it.
Sorry.
Um, but no, what I mean is with the way that Watch Dogs was kind of publicized at an E3, and everyone was like, "This is the fucking future. This is going to be the best thing I've ever seen, ever played. Look at it. It's going to be beautiful." And then muggins like me buy the fucking special edition and
Oh.
end up with a fairly okay to mediocre game.
Did you get a nice PV statue of that uncharismatic prick?
Yes, I did.
Well,
Um,
well done.
I haven't burnt it yet either, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, so that kind of thing where it was more important to them to get us all talking and moaning about Watch Dogs because I can guarantee that it did good things for the sales. And this time round, this E3, here's a segue, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention.
It's a small motorized two-wheel thing.
No, it's Watch Dogs 2.
Oh, Watch Dogs 2. Okay.
Watch Dogs 2 has kind of had its little outing, and it's the same kind of thing that we've expected from the last Watch Dogs game, but we're not having to deal with that fucking flat as a pancake, emotionally retarded Aiden from the first one.
Well done for remembering his name. I couldn't. I wanted to call him Ethan.
I only remember his name because he was such a fucking idiot. But yes, he's been replaced by I can't remember the game from the trailer of this one, but you are playing as a member of DedSec, the hacker group in the game, which I find really hard to believe and get involved with, because if you imagine you were part of a hacking group, right, and you are trying to evade detection,
Your Christmases are ruined.
pretty much that kind of shit, right? So you're trying to remain undetected. This character in the trailer is wearing a fucking hat that says DedSec on it. I shit ye not.
Right? Unsurprisingly, I haven't watched the trailer because I have zero interest in anything Watch Dogs related.
Oh, mate, we are so doing a review of this. Just to piss you off.
No, we're doing a Let's Play of Honeycam Studio then.
No, we're not. Over my dead body.
Can be arranged.
Yeah, I can be stopped as well. So yes, we're in that position where we've got a Watch Dogs game, which I will give it benefit of the doubt till I see it this time. Let's be fair to it. I can't say it's going to be shit. It's going to be amazing, as I can't say for any of the games we're talking about today.
It's going to be shit.
But I want it to be better than the original because I like the idea that game was talking about. I liked the angle that it was trying to take. It just got caught up in the hype. The original got caught up in the hype, and people went crazy about it, thinking it was going to be a fucking revolution, a Citizen Kane of fucking video games, and it's not. It never was, never going to be. And Watch Dogs 2 looks like it's going to be one of those sequels, like at best Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2 was awesome. Shut the fuck up.
No, but Gremlins was an amazing film. Gremlins 2 wasn't so good. Okay, maybe it's more Ghostbusters 2.
That was a great film. Shut the fuck up.
There was no tits in that, Lee. How can you like that how can you think that was a great film?
The correct answer to the question is Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's shit.
I have seen Deadpool and I fucking love it. So watch that.
Oh, fucking time.
I know, but it's such a good film. Anyway, off track. Other Ubisoft stuff I have seen. was a game called Steep, which
Making
is
tea.
no, nothing to do with tea. It's basically mountain traversal is the best way I can describe what I've seen.
Well, that sounds amazing.
So there's paragliding, wingsuiting, skiing, snowboarding, that kind of stuff. Uh, Classic Ubisoft. They're trying to invent something before anybody actually fucking wants it. Um, it's basically a social, um, fun kind of replays of people that like skateboarding and snowboarding are going to probably eat this game up to meet their friends and kind of do some crazy stunts off the side of mountains.
Wouldn't
It
they just meet their friends and do some crazy stunts off of mountains?
To be honest, some of the like injuries could end up with stumps. So you're not far wrong from
No,
that.
fair enough.
But it's the kind of thing where like, oh, this is when you get the Ubisoft trailer when you have somebody that's got an accent talking about the game.
Yes, they're all French.
I know, but I know that, Lee. What I'm trying to say is that they have a style of trailer where they're like, yes, and this is really good. You can do this, and you're like, yeah, but that's really not that impressive. Like, it's really quite boring. What are you talking about?
Is there tower climbing?
There's no tower climbing. No.
Extreme tower climbing.
Actually, no. Let me correct that. I think there's a way that you end up like landing on top of a mountain or getting like dropped in. So that's kind of going to a tower if you go into a peak of a mountain. So kind of. Basically, I wanted to mention it because it looked graphically interesting, and there's lots of kind of modes in it. So they have spent some time on it, but they're trying to do an Apple of creating a thing that people don't need to make them feel like they need it. But this is fucking Ubisoft. This isn't the cult of Apple. Stop it.
Well, they're doing an Apple in that they have no souls.
That too. So that was one game that I did spot and think, well, I'll look at it when it comes out. I'm not probably going to buy it because it's not my kind of game. But
Yes, you will buy Ubisoft games.
the only reason I checked it out because I was a massive fan of SSX Tricky back in the day. It's tricky. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, I can't tell any.
But they have got like one other game they actually had some trailers for which I need to check out. So I don't know anything about it yet. Apart from there is a new South Park game called The Fractured But Whole.
Is
I
this
don't know.
is this done with the cooperation of the South Park gurus of Trey Person and Matt Thingy?
Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
I was close. Damn it.
But I don't know what kind of game it is, whether it's a continuation of the like RPG type thing they did last time, or if it's like an action thing. I don't know, but I did like the first South Park game. I I I would probably get involved if it came out at the right price. I won't be buying it at launch. I don't know if you've got any thoughts about that one.
It'd be nice to see. I got kind of bored of the South Park game, not of the storyline, which is interesting, but more of the mechanics to it.
Right.
So, like, because it was South Park and it was so excellently done, I never got bored of the story, but it was just, yes, must check every drawer for
Stuff.
lint that's worth 6 cents, which I can then sell.
Well, following on from South Park, completely unrelated, but kind of linked into, was For Honor, which I believe is that samurai knight fighting game, if I'm not mistaken.
For Runner.
For Honor.
Oh, For Honor. I was sorry. Thought it was something exotic.
I remember seeing some gameplay recently, but I can't remember if it's the one that. Yes, I think it was.
Oh, wait. I think I've heard of it. It's like supposed to be like super realistic to medieval times.
Yeah, it's like you got knights and you got samurais and you got.
That doesn't sound super realistic because I'm pretty sure they didn't occupy the same time space.
Let me just quickly jump onto.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, no,
I'm not.
It's kind of knights fighting each other from the bit I can see, but I think there is other classes of samurai and berserkers or something. But that game looks really interesting. I'm really, really interested to see how that actually turns out.
It sounds kind of like chivalry.
Yeah, but it's that kind of. I think the actual combat is a bit more kind of like realistic feeling, maybe even like one hit kill type things. I don't know. I
Like
really don't
Chivalry.
know. But I want to get involved in that at some point. Unfortunately, I think it's going to end up having a lot of bloat around it, as most Ubisoft games do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it could be a good one. It could be a good one.
We'll see.
So other quick things I wanted to mention before we go on for literally fucking hours, is Gwent getting its own release, which is the game from Witcher 3.
Yeah. Um, I don't really care about that. I didn't really enjoy playing Gwent in The Witcher 3. I wanted to cut people's heads off and shag attractive sorceresses.
But anyone that's a fan of Magic the Gathering is probably going to see that as a poor man's version of Magic the Gathering, a bit more
Gwent
annoying.
is a great game, but it's great in the fact it's like a side game in another game. I'm not sure whether, as a full release, it's going to stand up. We have both been invited to the beta, though, because we're awesome.
Yeah, but probably millions of other people have had that too.
Yeah, but we're awesome. Shut up.
So that's going to be interesting because I enjoyed playing Gwent, but I wasn't that good at it. So maybe I'll try it on the beta. Maybe we could do a little first impression on it.
Yay.
What do you think? Well, no, you're brilliant at that. The other one I've seen is Titanfall 2.
I
There's a
enjoyed
sequel.
Titanfall. I have it on the Xbox One. It did a good job of making you feel like you were doing something for your team, even if you were shit. So you couldn't take on the other pilots, but you had like NPCs running about you could kill them and it would earn points for your team. Although the Xbox One did shit its pants if two Titans exploded at the same time and went down like single digit in terms of frame rate. But Titanfall 2 could be good. They need to bring it to PC a fuckload quicker than they did the first one, because I think that's where they're going to get a really big market, because like console gamers, bless them, tend to like skip from game to game to game, whereas PC guys tend to find one they really like and stick with it.
Yeah,
I think that's fair, yes.
yeah, that's fair.
So I think they need to get their asses in gear to get out on Origin quicker than they did last time. So I don't have to buy it on Xbox One and see it shit itself again.
That's right. You just buy an Xbox One, play it on your PC anyway.
Hmm.
You forgot about that already?
No, but like they've only announced certain games for that. I'm not sure if that was one of them off the top of my head.
Well, the other game that I'm intrigued about but not happy about, I suppose, is a good way to preamble this one. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, I mean, could they picked a more fugly woman in the trailer there?
Well, I've actually saved that trailer for another time because
Oh, you haven't seen it? You come on here to talk about stuff and you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that one, Lee, because I don't want to try and fix what was already fucking broken.
Isn't
In
that the
the end
best
of
thing
Mass
to
Effect
try and
3.
fix?
I mean, I don't know. Mass Effect doesn't need any more. It's been finished and done. I don't need. I want to get back in the universe, but I want to be Shepard again. I don't want to be some fucking random. I haven't seen the trailer, so I'm talking as someone that's just seen the name and going, "Oh yeah, it's going to be a game." I don't want it. I don't want it in my life.
Well, talking to someone that has seen the trailer, it's interesting.
Okay.
I have the same worry. It's like, am I really going to enjoy playing Mass Effect if I'm not Shepard? I don't know. But the
Well,
behind the scenes sort of trailer really pushes the exploration aspect of it.
okay. One question: is it like the way you got maybe attached to Cole McGrath in Infamous, and then you had Delsin in The Second Son, which is a completely different character, but still Infamous, but not.
Um, I didn't really get attached to Cole because I always played him as a dickhead.
Yeah, well, what I mean is you'd had two games, or maybe even three if you include Festival of Blood, as Cole McGrath. But then when you went into the PS4 and you had the Second Son game, you were someone completely different, Delsin. Is it that kind of like shift? Are you going to be like someone completely different but still in the same world? And
I don't know. It doesn't go into that much detail on that. I don't know whether we're creating our own characters or playing a new character that they've written. So I don't know whether I'll be Commander Lee or whether I'll be like Commander Lee Shepard or Commander Lee Dog or whatever.
Doggy, Dogly, there you go.
But it looks really interesting. There's not a lot I don't think there's any gameplay in it. There's like lots of people working behind the scenes, and it shows like the characters running. It does look better than Mass Effect 3 by quite a ways, which is nice because that's getting to be quite old now. Mass Effect 3, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, I want to replay the whole thing again at some point if I ever have the time.
Done it.
I know you have, but I want to do a whole like reboot of myself in that game and just
Well, I only
play it
just
again.
managed to persuade you to buy Mass Effect 1.
Well, yeah, because it was severely discounted. But
Yeah.
yeah, I will get through it. But you know what it's like to find time to do all these games and all these lovely things to do.
Well,
You
you
got
don't have a social life. That's my trick.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing to do, guys. You need to have a social life and be friendly with people.
No, I'm fine. My skin just burns if I go out in the sun. It's okay.
Your skin's burned under a fucking 60-watt light bulb.
Yes, we have 40 watts in this house. No.
And just for that reason. um, but yes, just to let you know that I think they're doing more announcements about Injustice 2 right now, Lee.
Right now?
Yeah, E3 is talking the schedule. I can see the schedule, and they're talking about Injustice 2. So you might even get another trailer to watch after this podcast.
Check it out, because Injustice 1 is fucking excellent. It's my favourite Neversoft game. I liked it better than Mortal Kombat, or Mortal Kombat X.
Versus DC.
Versus, that was fucking hard as balls.
It was, yeah. It was.
Oh, that was awful. I really wanted to finish up with Green Lantern, but could never do it. Damn it.
So that's pretty much all I had on my list to go through, and that was a shit ton, and it's the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yes, which is interesting because we started much later than we normally do due to technical reasons.
Of course, maybe we'll split this somehow. I don't know. It's up to you, Lee.
Fuck off! I'm editing it. I'm top and tailing this bitch and putting it up.
That's fine. That's fine. If that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do. But yes, there's lots to talk about. This is the point about E3. We're at that point in E3 where there's lots going on. There's lots to be talking about. The more we might have some more information since this podcast goes up that we will not be able to know about because it's happened afterwards. Please leave us a note down in the comments if you think that if you're if you're still fucking listening by now, and if you are, you're probably asleep.
There we go.
Goodbye, baby. But if you are still awake and able to write us a comment, please let us know what your big thing about E3 has been this year so far. There might be others. Come back in if there's something else and drop us a new comment.
Is it the death of the console?
Jesus, that was horrible. Do not do that again.
Sorry.
I think he was saying the death of the console, but...
Is it the death of the console?
I think I just heard your anus. That was like... that microphone's been so far down your fucking gullet that it was close to your stomach at least.
Well, I do talk out of my ass, so that makes sense.
You do.
You can't take the piss out of me if I do it myself.
True. I think that's a coping mechanism, but we'll get into that in another video. So, yes, I personally think E3 has been really good this year. Lots to talk about, lots of promise to all be dashed and cast aside and to make us feel like we're worthless.
Yes, the disappointment of the actual releases is tenable.
Yeah. But to be honest, the classic people of people like Insomniac and Quantic Dream, stuff I've heard this morning and today, just really excited about. I really hope they pull some stuff off for PS4 and gaming in general. I hope that I'm biased. I really want Sony to do well because that console needs a bit more love from me, and I'm not getting the games that I want to play on it.
That's because you bought a PC and realised what the Master Race is all about.
Well, the Master Race is all about Factorio right now. If you haven't played Factorio, there is a free demo on Steam. Go and check it out if you want to lose any of your spare time. And I mean it. It's best game on Steam ever.
I believe you're forgetting Honeycomb Studio.
I am not forgetting Honeycomb Studio, and it's included in that being probably the worst game on Steam.
Totally not.
If you guys aren't aware, Honeycomb is just fucking a virus. It's a disease. Nobody should be playing those games.
Have you played it?
No.
Your opinion is rubbish then.
Oh no, I'm just having an opinion from a standpoint of I'm so repulsed by the idea of it though I'm not going to touch it.
It's actually less pornographic than Honey Pop.
The same way that a 4-day-old turd smells less of shit than a fresh one. Just
there
stop
you
it.
go. See what I mean?
Stop it. Just stop You're embarrassing yourself now.
It's a really good clicker game. Check it out.
Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off. We have a really good podcast. You bring it to Honey Pop, and it's ruined. Fucking ruined. This is not going to be the way we end the podcast talking about Honey Pop.
It so is. I'm editing this. Have a big banner for it. That'd be like the one picture I put in.
Please don't. Otherwise, you and me are going to have a problem. And by that, I mean you.
You are a big lad.
I will fucking end you. I'm going to say it right here on the podcast. If you do that, I'm going to end you.
Don't punch the fat little man.
Haha, little.
Well, I'm 5'10". That's
okay.
little.
We are falling into just personal insults rather.
We are, but it's fun.
It is fun. I hope the guys have got this far to hear that fun and games. But yes, guys, thank you for joining in on this this podcast. This was a long one, but I think it was a bit more kind of justified than our normal podcasts. There's a lot to get through.
There was indeed. I mean, we've covered E3. We've covered beards. We did beards.
We did do beards. Yeah. We did Factorio.
We did Factorio. We did things that you'll probably punch me for if I mention them again.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's been all round. It's like a nucleus of information that has spread, and it's coming out to you, and you need to watch out because it's deadly.
A bit like a 4-day-old shit.
You know, my 1-day-old shits are worse than that.
Well, yeah. If I eat too much pizza, then I can gas myself.
Oh my God. Yeah, pizza's terrible for that.
It really is kind of a windbag fuel, like, isn't it?
Pizza, Guinness. Oh my God.
No, that's for the full-on shit. If you're just talking farts, then pizza's the worst, easily.
There goes your mic here.
I'm so lucky we live in a time where we don't have to have candles around the house. Seriously. I'd fucking explode.
You would be immolated quite quickly.
Good use of the word immolate. I
Thank
like
you.
that. Well done. Well done. Have a biscuit. Now, right, guys, so we're going to wrap this up before it goes on for like 4 hours. Unless, Lee, there is anything you genuinely want to talk about.
Boobs.
We're not talking about boobs as much as you want to. Maybe we'll say that for the next podcast. Okay. Guys, if you have got this far in the podcast, I'd really like to know. So please put a note in the comments of just say the word nipples, okay, in your comment. And then we'll know that you got this far into this, 1 hour, 20-minute fucking podcast. And
you'll also slightly arouse me.
Exactly. So let us know. Put the word nipples down below, just because. But thank you for watching, I suppose. Listening. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for coming along and supporting the channel. It means a great deal to us. And we obviously have videos coming out every Thursday and Saturday. And this is probably going to be a Wednesday morning, maybe?
Yeah, we'll probably merge out. Ruffle.
You're only topping the tailing, Lee. Stop being a bitch. So we are very happy to have you with us. Please let us know if you want to hear more podcasts in the future or anything particular. We can have a proper discussion about a couple of points. Maybe do some FAQs at some point in the future. If we get enough questions, that is.
Don't forget the thumbs up and the comments down below, because we like those and we read everyone, even the ones that go boring.
Oh, that was funny the other day. Have you responded to that chap yet?
I have not yet. No.
No, we should do that later. But yeah, I mean, it was so boring. You took the time to comment, so thank you. Actually, what was your name? I'm gonna name check you. Fuck you. You think we're boring? Then this is not boring. This is basically checking you out, man.
Yeah, it was boring review on our Uncharted 4 review, but he watched and he commented, so we love him anyway.
Indeed. What was your fucking Lolman96, which probably means you were born in 96 and you couldn't think of a better name.
That's quite a good name, though, to be fair.
What, Lolman? It's not a good name.
It's almost Lawman.
It's not, though, is it?
It's not, okay. But it's almost.
just pointing out one thing. As a troll, like you are, doing the whole boring review thing and not actually giving us any other comment to go off, thank you for not using capital letters at the start of a sentence and misspelling the word boring. Is that boring enough for you? Good. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Saute.
But seriously, thank you for the comment, because that's all that really counts.
And the view.
Yeah. I mean, if you were a nice person, then the meaning of your message would matter. But you haven't even used punctuation. Do you know how important punctuation is? I mean,
It can prevent wars.
being born in 96, means that you're only 20. Bless you. You haven't lived yet.
I remember when I was 20. I wish I still fucking was.
But no. Well, all I've got left to say, guys, is thank you for joining in and tuning into the podcast. And we'll definitely catch you next time. I'll let Lee give you a final thought for the day and shut down this fucking podcast.
Boobs. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Penis. Well, at least he looks like something. On the 2600, that was never a given. In order to build his igloo, Frostbite needs to collect blocks of ice. He does this by hopping between floating.
Is that it?